A nice Sunday morning. Good thing to do on a Sunday morning. All right, it's 11 o'clock, so why don't we get started? The Calm and Clear Method, Mastering Peace and Tranquility for Busy Working Women, brought to you by Tranquil Holistics. So to start, I just want to tell you a little bit about me. I'm Madeline Simpson. I'm a nurse, yoga meditation teacher, and an Ananda certified yoga therapist. So I have over 35 years of nursing experience and over 15 years of meditation and mindfulness teaching experience. So we're going to just dive in today to the Calm and Clear method. It's about self-care, taking care of yourself, and finding a way when you're busy working, balancing family and work to create that calm and clear in your life. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at the current state, where we are now, and we're going to look at what the solution is for that, the calm and clear method. We'll do a mindfulness exercise that will help you experience a little bit of that calm and peace. And we'll create a personal action plan. And then we'll have a little Q&A session. So, life in overdrive, what are the challenges that we face as busy working women, right? Time scarcity, there's endless tasks to do with limited hours. So, we only have so much time in the day, and it's hard to balance work and personal life. This creates high stress levels. So, we're constantly multitasking, trying to figure out how to take care of home, how to take care of work, and this leads to burnout. So, and it's tough with emails and text messages. It's hard to disconnect from work. So it's important to take care of ourselves, right? Because this can lead to mental overload. There's an overwhelming amount of information coming into us daily. So this gives us an inability to prioritize and lack of mental clarity because there's so much information coming in all at once. And all this creates a toll physically, which you have fatigue and lack of energy. So, what are the root causes? Why does this happen? Well, there's a lot of pressure with society. Society um, expects us to excel in all areas. We're supposed to be able to work and succeed at work and then come home and be a wife, a mother, and take care of everything at home, the house, and do it well. And then digital overconsumption. We're in constant contact with the digital world. There's Netflix, there's social media, there's email, there's text messages. It's a lot of consumption of data. Then we have lack of self-care awareness. We're so busy, we don't even realize that we're not taking care of ourselves, and we don't have the knowledge to implement those practices into our life and to create the time, find a way to fit it in. And work culture, there's high demands to produce and little flexibility in most work environments. So it's important for you yourself to create self-care. So, what are the psychological symptoms of stress? The impact of chaos on the body and the mind. So, the psychological symptoms are anxiety, feelings of worry, nervousness, just feeling uncertain, depression, feeling sad, irritability, snapping at people, feeling a sense of frustration, depression, feeling hopelessness. Maybe you're having difficulty concentrating or making decisions because of all the overload and the impact on your mind. And then the physiological symptoms can be stress headaches. You can have stress headaches, muscle tension, which commonly manifests in the shoulders, the neck, or the back, and fatigue. Even after getting a good night's sleep, you may wake up and still feel fatigued and tired. And digestive issues is another common impact on the body. So, what can we do when we have all this going on? We have the calm and clear method, which is a pathway to serenity. So, for busy working women, this creates a place for you to find your calm and clear and find peace and tranquility. So we're going to go over the six pillars for empowerment through the calm and clear method. So the first pillar is inspired vision. Then we have peaceful time rituals, sacred space creation, tranquil practices, graceful growth, and sustained endurance. So let's just briefly go over each of these. Inspired vision, that's creating that vision for yourself of what life will look like when you have self-care and you eke out the time for yourself to take care of yourself. So creating that vision. And then peaceful time rituals. So once you have a vision, you want to create that time for yourself. So whether it's getting up 15 minutes early in the morning and doing your rituals, or maybe at lunch, or maybe when you get home from work or before you go to sleep, you find what works for you and you can create those peaceful time rituals. And next, sacred space creation. This is one of my favorite ones. This is a lot of fun. You find a place in your home where you can make it your own space for in reflection and to find your inspiration and take care of yourself. So you can just find a room, maybe you can do a whole room or a chair someplace and decorate it and plan it so that you can have a place for reflection and for self-care. And next, we have our tranquil practices. So, in the Calm and Clear method, I advocate for yoga, journaling, and meditation. Now, these practices have been around for thousands of years. Yoga and meditation have been around for over 5,000 years. So is journaling, but modern journaling has started in the 1800s. But for our purposes for yoga, we're going to be doing asana, which is the postures, and pranayama, which are breathing techniques, which we'll incorporate into our self-care. And then meditation practices to help calm the mind and create focus. The yoga releases the somatic tension in the body when you do the asanas and the breathing, helps to refocus the nervous system. And journaling helps with self-evaluation, um, self-awareness, emotional regulation, and just to help with decision making, putting things on paper. So these are the tranquil practices. And then graceful growth. So once we have a time, we have a place, and we have our practices, we want to begin to grow. So adding time into our practices, adding a couple of minutes each day to lengthen our practices, and going deeper, learning more about yoga asana, more about breathing and pranayama, so that we can grow our practice and go deeper into it. And sustain endurance. So once we have our practices and everything in place, it's really important to continue this practice. So what's really important is consistency. So to consistently do your practices, but life gets in the way and sometimes things happen. So it's important never to miss one more than a day at a time. If you miss a day, that's okay. Then try to resume your practices as soon as you can so that you don't lose the momentum. And this will help keep the endurance and keep you going with consistency. So now I'm going to invite you for an inspired vision guided meditation. So finding a comfortable seat, you could be in a chair or cross-legged. Feel your sits bones connecting with your seat. And let's just transition into an experience. So lengthening up through the crown of the head, feet flat on the floor, hands resting on the thighs, palms up to receive the gifts of your practice. And just take a nice deep breath in. And exhale completely. And we're going to start with just a few stretches just to relax our body and our neck and our shoulders. And starting with shoulder circles, bring the shoulders forward, up, back, and down. And just do shoulder circles, releasing any tension in the shoulders, going in one direction, and then reverse. Take it in the opposite direction and come back to stillness, relaxing the shoulders, and then drop the left ear to the left shoulder. Come back to center, other ear to the other shoulder. Take a breath. Up to center. Turn and look over the shoulder. Back to center. And let's go the other direction. And back to center. Take a breath. And just gentle neck circles going in one direction. Relax the shoulders. Breathe. And then go in the opposite direction. Relaxing, letting go of any tension, and coming back to center. And again, lengthening through the crown of the head, nice long spine. During meditation, we remain awake and alert. And you can gently close your eyes or soften your gaze, going inward, and come back to a nice deep breath. And exhale. We're going to start with a little breathing exercise. We're going to do box breath. So I'm going to count for you. We're going to inhale for a count of 4, hold for a count of 4, exhale for a count of 4, and hold for a count of 4. And we'll do 5 rounds. So inhale, hold, exhale, hold, inhale, hold, exhale, hold, inhale, hold, exhale, hold. One more round. Inhale, hold, exhale, and release. Just take a moment to notice the calmness created by a little breathing. And begin to focus on your breath, not changing it, but just focusing on the breath. Noticing the cool air flow in on the inhale and the warm air flow out on the exhale. Cool air in, warm air out. And just notice if your mind begins to wander, just bring it back to the focus on the breath. And now we'll add a mantra to help you focus your mind. On the inhale, say Hong silently to yourself. And the exhale, say Saw silently to yourself. Hong, Saw, which means I am spirit. Inhale, Hong. Exhale, Saw. Focusing on the breath and the mantra. Noticing if your mind wanders, bring it back to your breath and the mantra. We'll stay here another moment. And gently take a deep breath in and three small exhales to release the meditation, the focus, keeping the eyes closed, staying inward, and just resting in the peace and the calmness you created. Now we're going to take a little trip into a meadow to find our sacred space. So imagine walking through the woods, coming across a beautiful meadow, and just taking a moment to observe the meadow, breathing in the fresh air, and pick a spot in the meadow where you can create your sacred space. And walk over to that space, settling in, bringing in anything you need, a yoga mat, cushions, a blanket, candles, creating your sacred space. And then gently see yourself coming into some stretching, maybe some yoga asana, imagining yourself taking care of yourself in your sacred space. And then transitioning into a meditative posture, breathing and noticing the calmness, seeing yourself in a meditative posture, calming your mind and your body. And as you complete your meditation, you grab a journal and you begin to journal how your meditation was, your thoughts, your emotions, watching yourself complete your self-care in your sacred space. You gently place your journal down and rise to leave your sacred space, feeling regenerated, rejuvenated. And begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Rotate your wrists and your ankles. Take a deep breath and open your eyes, coming back into the present, into the room you're in. And again, just taking a moment to notice the calmness you created in your body and your mind with a little bit of practice. And I'm going to ask if you have a paper or a pen, or if you can go grab a paper or a pen for a little bit of journaling exercise. There are three choices here, so choose one that resonates with you. Either reflection on imagined possibilities, so any visions, that ideas that stood out to you, what are your deepest desires and passions, or identifying personal strengths and passions. Consider what they are, what came to mind during your meditation. Or imagine yourself 1 year from now living in alignment with your inspired vision. What goals or steps do you see yourself taking to bring this vision into reality? Let's take a couple of moments here just to journal and put down our thoughts on paper. Just another minute to put your thoughts together. And just taking a moment to finish your thoughts, wrap up what you're writing. So finishing up, we're going to take what we journaled and we're going to create a goal. So think of what you journaled and what came to mind and what goal you'd like to have out of that. So we're going to create a SMART goal. So you want to make it specific so you have no ambiguity about it. You want it measurable so you can track your success. Achievable, you want it to be realistic and obtainable. And relevant, you want it to be fit into your ideal. And time bound, so you it creates a sense of urgency and encourages you to have timely action. So just take a moment and construct a goal for yourself based on the meditation and your journaling. Just take a couple of minutes here to do that. As you do this, just think about something that will help you in your self-care journey, help you to become more of who you are and find yourself again. Take another minute and just wrap up what you're writing now. If anybody needs more time, let me know. Okay. So now I want to open it up to Q&A. So if anybody has any questions,
Madeline, what are some suggestions you have for setting up your sacred space, like your environment? What kinds of things would you
well, you want to
recommend?
find a place that you can have privacy so
Mhm.
that you can have quiet time. So you don't want it in a main thoroughfare or anywhere. You want it someplace where you can have peace and tranquility. Um, and you want to bring in elements that speak to you. So any art, plants, candles, maybe a diffuser with some scents like lavender to create that relaxing environment. And you want to make it your own. You want to make it special. So it could be a whole room, or it could be just a chair in a corner. Or if you don't have that room, you can even have a drawer where you have your stuff in the drawer. When you take it out, it transforms that space for you. Okay. Well, I'm so happy to have you guys here today. And if you're interested in going further with the Calm and Clear method, I do have a course that's created, and you can visit tranquilholistics.com, and that will lead you to the to more information about the course. And I hope to see you there, and look forward to it. You sure? Is there any more questions, or anybody have anything they would like to share? Okay. Well, thank you for being here today for the Calm and Clear method. And I hope to see you with the course. There is a community that you can grow in for the course. And there is a one-on-one with me. So there is a coaching session so you can help to devise your plan for self-care. And at the end, there's a workbook so that you can continue on your journey for the Calm and Clear method to find peace and tranquility. All right. So thank you everyone for being here, and we'll end the meeting now, and take care.